TDA Teleradio, straight out of Mochudi.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio. Number one local station.
Them.
From days and nights of hard work, practice, direction, filming, and post-production, to pre-launch interviews.
Your new movie,
yes.
Where do we find it? How can we, when does it premiere?
We are premiering
when?
The 12th of March on Saturday. We're at Acacia at Capital Cinema. So we are very, very excited. Actually, I mean, it's just amazing.
More activations and press conferences. Giving us much needed coverage from media houses such as the Botswana Guardian on the 11th of March, News Day in Zimbabwe on the 12th of March, The Monitor on the 7th of March, the Pariat News Online on the 5th of March, and many more. Saturday, the 12th of March was the day the team was ready to say, Mama, we need it, as we launch the second installment of the Sword of Mochudi, titled Birth of a Giant. The purple carpet theme of the day was expression, so our guests and crew came in all types of outfits in the spirit of self-expression.
Lovely.
What inspired the outfit?
As you can see, it's matching, right?
Yeah.
What inspired it is that
color coordination in place, check.
Yeah, like I like that to wear.
Hey.
I like to define my way out.
All right, how you feeling?
I feel good actually.
He feels floral.
Yeah.
You got a haircut.
Team TDA Teleradio was on site, giving entertainment information and dishing the lowdown on the movie franchise.
All right. Finally here, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it.
I missed you, eh?
It's been a while.
Welcome to it.
Welcome to it, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. We are in a casual mall, Phakalane. And I'm not alone. In Phakalane.
Switch the accent, honey. I mean, you can see how we dress. Like, yeah, we deserve to speak on some, exclusive accents. Like, let's just switch it up, roll with the tongue, you get what I mean?
Like, y'all.
Yeah. Finally, the close of the day. After watching the movie, our guests got a chance to ask questions, give reviews, and chat with the crew.
When is the next movie coming out?
That's a great question. And because I don't know the answer to that question, I'm going to give that to Ian.
Well, let's see what the powers be like, going to support us. I think the saddest thing is the first one was picked up by an American network and a Golden Short Film Festival in Italy. So I guess we need to come back home. Until people here, home supporters, we're going to produce more and more. I mean, the future of this, people already are talking of it as a franchise. So let's see how it goes, just as good as Avengers and Marvels and stuff. I think it can get there, it can get there. So that one is coming out next year. Yeah.
Ian's going to drive us all crazy. Yeah, thank you for that question. Yes. Is there?
I've got the mic here.
All right, perfect. No, yes, please go ahead.
I think the first thing I want to do is applaud the team for creating a storyline that is within our country's narrative. I mean, the story is mainly about the story you all know. Most of us don't know it. The next generation might not know it, but this is a phenomenal production that kind of highlights the stories that we have in the country. And a lot of the times we're always continuously saying we want to tell our narratives, we want to tell our stories. And I think I want to give you guys props to that. And just to put myself on blast, I'm going to be supporting you. I'm going to take on a role next time when you guys shoot it. I professionally work as a producer and I run a production house, so I'm definitely happy with this. And this is my sister, by the way, who wants to know when the next one is coming out.
No, that's a great question. And so actually, let me piggyback on that comment. I was talking about the TDA Tech Series programs, which the Media Club is part of. All those programs are open to both TDA students, the Dow Academy students, and non-TDA students. It's open to everybody. Where is Mr. Eddie? Eddie, he's working hard back here. Can you please put your hand up? All right, that's Eddie Mihigo. Eddie is our TDA Tech Series coordinator. Eddie makes all this happen. He runs the logistics, he talks to students, he talks to parents. You will have my business card in your pack. If you don't have it, please grab it, and I will put you in contact with Eddie, and we will make this happen. Because, like you said, we want to make local stories. There's too many stories. I will say, unfortunately, the only local story we have is Black Panther. And it's not even ours. So this is why we're doing this. And like you said, everybody knows the story of Matiang, right? But is it really getting passed down? Or if it's getting passed down, it may be getting passed down through word of mouth. So now everybody in the world has the story, and that's what we're trying to do. If there's any other local stories we want to
Good afternoon,
show,
everyone.
Please
Hello.
let us know. Hi.
Good afternoon. Currently, actually, a film student. I'm starting my final year this year, and I'm an actress / director, writer, and all that nice stuff. First things first, I appreciate the nurturing of the young ones coming through from the arts perspective. Most of us, when we wanted to study arts, our parents were very rejective of the idea. You cannot have a 9 to 5, that is such and such and such. But doing this allows parents from a tender age to understand what it is and actually appreciate when they see the final product. So I'd really like to applaud you guys for that, because it's going to go a long way with them, and also helping us as young creatives to maybe come and help out and figure out a way to actually get our arts off the ground. My question is to the director. I understand that you work long hours. Like you said, the one scene had to take an hour because makeup, costume, and the like. Have you ever thought of trying maybe to also partner with an institution within the country that actually does these things? Like I said, I am already in an institution like that, and it would be nice to have a working experience with young people, also getting our experience out there. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I hope you're a good student. I think you're a good student because you're asking questions. That's a great one. Thank you so much. Yes, we do try to partner with a lot of people. I mean, my story is pretty much like yours. Maybe you have parents that have supported you enough to go and study, but I had to pay myself through first year of film school. But I didn't have the privilege that these guys have to have parents come and sit, cinema, and being able to have your talent travel the world before you finish school. Because the problem right now is we all have to wait till we graduate to become the best that we're supposed to be. I don't think we're supposed to wait that long. If you're a child actor, you don't have to turn 60 to be Morgan Freeman. Actually, I don't know how old Morgan Freeman is. He's just always been old in all the movies. But the truth of the matter is there are God-given talents that we don't need to get a degree to, showcase. And some of these things are, as I believe that your talent or your dream is probably the only thing that is closest to creating wealth at any point in your life. If you can run, if you can sing, if you can dance, if you can act, you can write, you can paint. I mean, education is great, but I think we limit ourselves and thinking that Mochudi is Mochudi. But now someone in the US was asking me if Mochudi is fictional, like Wakanda. It's not. It's a place. It exists. Matiang story exists. So this is not something fictional. This is something real. We have to give young people the opportunity to harness their talent and let it not be just a Botswana thing or for Botswana, but let it be for the world. Yeah. And I believe this is how we're starting, and we welcome people like you, institutions like yours that you're attending to partner with us and make this real.
Before we go to the next question, really quick, I want to say this because it is important and a little bit of eye opener as well. We've had a lot of questions in terms of, look, are you working with somebody to get the movie sponsored? You should try to cut costs by getting something sponsored. As we've tried to partner with and talk to so many local institutions, local in Botswana, local in Mochudi, local in Gabs. There are 3 sponsors for this movie. One sponsor is a local Botswana, so thank you very much. The 2 other sponsors are 2 people from the United States. So we are asking, please, we are in Botswana, we're in Mochudi. Please support us locally because we need to do this sustainably, and we cannot do this sustainably by ourselves. So as I was talking about, and sponsorship doesn't have to, everybody thinks of cash. It does not have to be cash. It can be a space, it can be camera equipment, it can be time. But we need local support, please. Thank you. Next question.
Hello. I would like to just congratulate the Dow Academy for such a beautiful short film. Ian P. Film, the director, congratulations. Your work is very, very, very good. The sound, the visuals are very, very, very good. The children or the students that participated in this movie, I just want to say, well done. This is raw talent that needs to be nurtured, which already you are doing as the Dow Academy and ENP Film. I also want to just put emphasis that, in fact, not an emphasis, I just want to say this is beautiful, and I'm so impressed by how you are empowering students at this level. You are growing them to become future leaders of tomorrow. We've never seen that in our country, Botswana, and it's a first of its kind. I was telling Cheshe Dow earlier on when I got here to say, this school is doing things we've never ever seen. I believe everybody can agree with me on this one. So I just want to say congratulations. You inspire us, you empower us, and you make us want to have children for some of us who don't have children so that we can put them in the school. So yeah, well done, Mr. ENP Film, well done.
Thank you. Oh, I thought you were about to ask me if you want to have babies with me. No, when say Mr. ENP after the whole baby story, I'm sorry, but it's true, yes.
I'm taking the mic away from Ian, I think. Yes, now I see your hand. I think, Ms. Toy, is there a hand up there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 second. Ian is crazy, just so you know. In a good way, sometimes.
Hello.
Hi.
Firstly, I want to appreciate this great production, and I want to also acknowledge the fact that this was a dedication to Mr. Phil Fergus. Is it okay?
Yes, definitely.
As I was saying, thank you very much for acknowledging him. My question is, whose brainchild was this, and how did you ensure that there was continuity, from the first part of the movie, and in that you managed to taper it down into the second one?
Okay, really quick. I'm having a hard time seeing. Are you part of the TDA Diamond Times?
Yes.
All right. So actually, let me talk about something really quick. We have a newspaper program at the school. They put together real stories, and she is one of the 3 journalists that are part of the newspaper. So there's 3 of them here. I invited them to be part of the press conference because they are, in our eyes, they're journalists. So thank you for your question. They're gonna go back, put the newspaper together. Last year we released 4. We released 4 newspapers last year. They're on our website. They're real stories. We let the students write about whatever they want to write about. Some of the themes are a little bit sensitive, but we don't censor what they say. So if they are passionate about a story, we let them write it. So let me tell you about 2 themes, and I'm gonna answer the question. One of the themes they talked about last year was love and HIV. That was the newspaper. Another one was about depression and anxiety. That was another one. I'm forgetting the other ones, but you get suicide. Thank you. So it's real stories, and they put a theme together, and then the whole newspaper is about that. So good job. Keep it up. I'm gonna let Ian answer the continuity question now.
Oh, you're gonna give me the hard question. So the first thing I do in my class, the first day, is I ask a question: what brand do you associate yourself with? You know, every student had to say what brand it was and why. I said Coca-Cola because it's black, refreshing, that's good. And I say, what superpowers do you want? You know, or what superpowers would you imagine? So everybody had their turn, and Palisa stood up and she said she wants to be a princess with a magical sword. And then I said, what if the sword is the Sword of Mochudi? And it's a metaphor, and it's protecting the sacred land. And then, but a princess needs to have a father, and Mr. Digit was the teacher who sits in the media club. I was like, yeah, Mr. Digit, you're gonna be the father. He was just like, okay, what does the father do? I was like, the fathers go, you know, martial arts skills and stuff like that. He was just like, okay, I've never done this stuff before. I was like, we'll watch movies and we'll learn. And so the one thing that I'm really, really good at is making people's dreams come true. I think I just use film and television because there's a lot of influence and opportunities that come with it. The gentleman sitting next to me here, he joined the 2021 interns, and he would sit with me all the time when I'm sitting writing and stuff. He's like, so Mr. Ian, yeah, you know, I like movies and stuff. And I think he was one of the students that I really engaged with when it comes to, you know, conversation around cinema and the history of cinema. And I was like, you know, you could actually act, you know, I think you're just, you know, budding actor or, you know, aspiring actor. And he was like, is it possible? I was like, yeah, I think I have a part for you. But I didn't actually have a part, you know, at the time. But I had to imagine what, because of our imagination together when we have conversations. So I had to imagine beyond Mochudi. And we came up with the idea of a planet called Malak because we needed a backstory of Demo. Where did Demo come from? Oh, Demo had a good brother, just like Matiang and Lowe. So it becomes a story of brothers. You know, it's a tales of, you know, brotherhood, and his character developed. Matiang, Princess Matiang's story develops. So the next thing is, if Demo is villain, where did his story start? Good brother, story starts. Father King, ancestors, who are the ancestors? So the story builds and builds and builds. So there are now levels of narrative. That's why the wrath of Demo would be the introduction of the Malachites and the planets and the Sentinels, you know, and what happened. And we're going to film that at the secondary. So we're going to turn the secondary into another planet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I need to continue that conversation, Ian, because the question is, how did I become part of the story? Because literally I walked into your class, you know, and there was your media class. After Palace had decided that she wanted to be a princess in Mochudi. And then you gave me a piece of paper and said, okay, stand there and read this. And next minute, I don't know how, you know, I became a character in this class, you know, and become a member of the cast. But I think that what is important to understand is really that these stories are written by these kids' imagination. I'll never forget when in one of your classes, when that young boy had forgotten his notebook at home, and then you said, close your eyes. And then, I mean, he was dreaming, going back and, you know, to locate his notebook, which was on the bed. And then you asked him to read it, and suddenly he remembered what he had forgotten 5 minutes ago. We could not recall. So I really think what is really strong about Ian is his ability to connect with kids and to make them free, you know, to dream without restraint, dream without fear, to dream without feeling looked at or watched or, you know, examined or criticized. So really, thank you very much for inviting me into your class and, you know, put him in your movie. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, so if you connect with me, there's always something to be created. Mrs. Natasha Dow became the makeup artist for her husband. I make sure you bring out your talent. She's an artist. Look at these shoes. Look at these shoes, right? She did this. They even got my name on it, you know. So I bring out the best in you. You know, that's what I do. And and thank you, Dow, for allowing me to be crazy and trusting me and believing the dream that we all had in the class, and now it has come to fruition, and maybe one day it could be a heritage or a legacy of Botswana when it travels to Hollywood, and I believe it will. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As we continue, I would love some questions. Some questions or comments for our kids as well, as we kind of think through the next thing. So, go ahead.
If you would describe like the feeling you had when you were making the movie in like one word, only one word, of how you felt when you were making the movie and what you thought after making the movie for like everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna give this question to our cast and crew. Who wants to answer? All right.
I would say I was scared and nervous. I'll combine it as one word.
Anybody else?
I was excited that like I would be seen by like almost I would be seen around the world.
I'd say it was amazing. It was amazing to see the lovely product we have done, which was in our imagination. It was such great. I would say it was an excellent experience for me. Like, and amazing. So just combine those two, you all get like happy emotions.
Since we're in the spirit of combining words, I'll put fantastic and fabulous and make fantabulous.
One more. The Tabitha was terrified. Don't let him lie to you.
Yeah, he's right. I was a bit anxious because this was something big, so I really didn't want to mess up. But yeah, honestly, it was a great experience. Yeah, but I was really scared, terrified.
Thank you for that question. I think I'm gonna give a mic here really quick, and I'll come back.
Okay, so my question goes out. I have two questions. Okay, one of them goes out to the cast, and one of them goes to ENP. Sorry. So to the cast, do any of you, especially the students, see yourself in film, or do you have, because of this experience, other plans? And to ENP, sir, what is the vision that you have for the local industry? Because you see, you can't just give us these expectations. When I met you, it was when COVID was still treating like us like it's children. But so I thought you were gonna go back home, and so you're still here. So I'm just like hoping that there is more to come from ENP Films. So I wanted to know, do you have more for Botswana than just the Dow Academy? And, is there space for some?
Oh, can we do it with the cast so I think of the answer?
Who hasn't had a chance? You?
I'm responding to your question.
Go ahead.
I see myself acting in a horror movie, scaring people around the world, making people cover themselves with a blanket, and going to the toilet.
Thank you for the question. Right now, my heart is in Mochudi. TDA is my family right now. So, but my vision is always taking Africa to the world. I'm not only doing stuff in Botswana. I've got TV franchises that are running in different countries right now. So, yeah, you might think I'm just sitting in Mochudi, but I'm actually doing stuff in Kenya, Zambia, Swaziland, Zim. That's why you could see us making front page headlines in different countries, or just being on DSTV, putting Clotro on DSTV, hosting a show on DSTV. I think anyone who has experienced my presence or my belief is anything is possible. So I could be in Mochudi, but the world is mine. And for continuity purpose, why I would continue with Mochudi, the Dow Academy. I mean, Clotro is EMP scholarship, So there's another student this year, so there'll be another student next year. And, I'm just glad that I've got an extended family. My uncle is here, my aunt is here, everybody was here. So you guys also become family to me. That's why with the Dow Academy, you got to have courage and creativity and community. So thank you for for allowing me to be part of the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So due to time, we're going to take one more question, and then we're going to do closing statements.
I'm sorry, but I have like 3 questions. Okay, I'm Jasmine from the TDA Diamond Times, and I would like to ask Kohet the question. I remember during the teleradio where I was featured, I had to interview you guys, and Mr. Ian was hard on you. Can you describe Mr. Ian in one word? And what have you learned from that experience, from being in from Mr. Ian? What have you learned?
I learned that he pushes you until you reach your limits.
Okay. Then the next question is for Mr. Alder. Now polish suits you, by the way.
Sorry?
Now polish suits you, by the way. So do you have any acting experience from before?
No.
So
I
how
think we all act in our normal life. Sometimes we act we're at work or at home. I'm sure my wife knows I act to her. So I try to channel that into the screen.
Did you choose your character? If so, why?
No, this gentleman right here told me this is what you're doing. Go translate these from English to Romanian, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Okay, if you had to summarize your character, please summarize your character and what you love about your character. Nothing.
You're putting me on the spot.
Payback.
All right. Well done. Well done. Ian, what's my character?
Okay, so if I had to think of how I would describe his character, it was supposed to be what you would say a Jack Sparrow of the Pirates in Caribbean, and then a bit of Joe Black. So he's a messenger. He comes with the story of the Malachites, basically. He's introducing us to the 2 brothers who are 2 sons of the last king of the Malachite. Mr. Phil Fergus is supposed to be playing the king, the father, the last king of the Malachites. So his character is literally the advisor to the king, and a sentinel is one who carries stories from generations to generations, and he travels through time. And so he's a guide to Modi, who has fled with the Malachite stone. So he's there to warn him of his brother who's turned evil. So yeah, he's quirky, very smart, very calculating. So you never know if he's for Modi or for Demo, for humans or their dying planet. So we never know.
Just to be sure, was did Miss Cheshire act as the young Queen Mother?
Yes, that was her.
Okay.
That was her acting debut as well. Okay, no, so guys, unfortunately, due to time, there's another movie in the cinema in 5 minutes. So, Tsepo, I see your hand. You have my business card. You have my email. Ask the question. Same to everybody else. If we do have to close, so if you guys have my contact information, please contact us. You know where we are. Anything else? Actually, Natasha, I'm going to give you closing statements. You can be put on the spot too.
Hi, everybody. Okay, first I want to apologize for how squeaky my voice was in that little commercial. I can't turn it off. It is that squeaky. There's nothing I can do. I must lean in, apparently, into that. But I do want to say thank you guys for coming. It was a phenomenal experience. Not the way we thought it would start out. Not how we planned it, and we've been planning it for many weeks. But, sometimes things happen, and as they like to say, we move. So, to the wonderful students, thank you again for the long days, Mr. Ian yelling at you, not in a mean way, but in a loving, guiding, pushing you to your limits kind of way. To our teachers, Mr. Zigit and all the other teachers who were in the production, who brought food, who went around to seamstresses to get outfits, who were parents when the parents weren't there. Thank you so much for taking care of our lovely students, for bringing them forward and pushing them into the things they know they can become. We need to start now. To our actual parents and guardians, we test you sometimes. I know we say we're going to put together a movie. You must bring your kid here and Rasasa, pick him up at 6, and you're like, what? But thank you for believing in us, for trusting us with your beautiful, beautiful babies. We love them so dearly. It is why we are tired, why we do not sleep, or why we are working all the time, is because we believe in them and their potential. And then to the friends of TDA, thank you for coming out, supporting us, believing in us, liking us on Facebook, on social media, and now on TikTok. If you do the TikTok, please like us on the TikTok. The youths like it a lot, so please like us as well. We do the things. But as we like to say at TDA, Rilite man. And honey, we are all beautiful diamonds. Go out there and flourish, okay? Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Good night.